All right, we are here with another edition of Yoga Chanti's sessions with Karolina and Aishwarya today. We're going to talk about lifestyle. This is from the series of Living in Goodness. So, Karolina, as you'll know from our previous sessions, stop sharing so we can all see our faces clearly first. So Karolina is actually a bhakti yogi. She practices kirtan yoga in the city and also a very sattvic and a healthy lifestyle. So we all have a lot to learn from her. Aishwarya Devi is a very well-established yogi, a yoga teacher, and also a bhakti practitioner. She, along with her husband, serves at the Bhakti Center also, and um, we run into each other for the festivals, for many events, and so that's how we are all connected here. So, so Carolina, Aishwarya, any quick words before we dive into today's session?
Hello, everyone. Just want to thank you for inviting me here to our session, to have a warm talk, and we can start.
Yes, we can certainly start. Okay, so now let me share my screen and get into living in goodness. Okay, so this is living in goodness. All right, Carolina. So, Carolina, again, introducing her from this perspective. She's a medical worker, so she knows what she's talking about when she explains about the science of the body, the science of medicine applied to us and how we can actually harmonize the two. She's been working for more than 10 years, has been studying, and now, of course, the mantra meditation that she goes to various yoga centers in the city. Right, all yours, Carolina.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, today we're going to talk about the lifestyle, lifestyle in the goodness. And as you remember this slide from our previous meeting, we was talking about conductors of gunas. So this time we will touch such conductors as place, time, and activity. We're gonna talk a little bit about all these three conductors today.
Okay, place, time, activity. Okay, all right. Wow. All right. Okay. Are
Okay.
these three cities or what are they, Carolina?
So this slide is about different lifestyles. So, and as I mentioned before, lifestyle include place, time, right? About time we're going to talk a little later. So this is more like about the place of living. So to compare, I put these pictures on a slide, and we can see that uh, in a goodness, place of living in a goodness, it's a simple house in the nature, where people live doing farming, growing vegetables, fruits, and and actually they are satisfied wherever the nature is giving to them. So they don't put too much endeavors to maintain themselves. They just live um, um, simply and just satisfied wherever the nature is giving to them. So this is lifestyle in the goodness. Um, Next one, we can see the big city, New York, where I'm living right now, I would say. So this is a mode of passion considered. So there's two options for lifestyle in mode of passion and place. So first one, it's living in the big cities in the apartment complex, and big cities are usually very busy, right? People spend so much time going to work to big distance, and then coming back home, and then uh, many I mean much time they spend basically for to work to maintain themselves, and because everything is expensive in a big city. So this is the first option. The second option can be on a passionate lifestyle. um it also can be house in a nature, but the big house and big fancy house, when the man working uh, very much to maintain it, and basically uh, um, work in the city, for example, right? To have a good job and
Mm.
make good money to maintain this house, and basically is not living in the nature, just going back home and just sleep home and then going to work again. So all this consider like a passion lifestyle, just to um, keep working to satisfy the senses, just to our senses to enjoy um,
So yeah, so that's where
house.
I had a
Yeah.
question, Carolina. So this passion, does that mean that you cannot be in the mode of goodness in the city? And similarly, does it mean that we are always in the mode of goodness if we are in a nice and pretty farmhouse like the one you have here?
So this is connected just with the place. Uh, I would say that yes, it's harder to be in goodness in a big city, and it's
Mm.
more easy to maintain goodness in a nature.
Got it. That makes sense. Yes, because I think goodness probably this setting is more peaceful, is more in touch with nature compared to the concrete jungle, right? Okay.
Yes. Um, and can we go to the third picture?
Yeah, sure. So that means if I put a tent and I sleep like this, that means I'm in the mode of ignorance. Okay. All right, fine.
But yeah, it's ignorance when, for example, living on the streets. Of course
Mm-hmm.
not. If tent in the nature, it's, I would say, more goodness.
Mm.
But it means then if you like lives in, like, whoever live on the streets, they don't have enough uh,
Resources and this and
resources
that.
to
That's what we
maintain
say.
the body
Okay.
well, even to stay clean, right?
Mm.
So this is ignorance.
Got it.
Um,
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
another option, it also can be that not only on the street, in the house, but
Mm.
um, when the people convert houses to like public house, they do party every day, drinking alcohol, like also like this lifestyle, uh,
Mm.
also considered like ignorance.
Some more ignorance. Okay. Okay. I guess I have another question about mixed modes, but anyway, I'll save that for the end. All right. Next one.
Okay, so this slide also connected with your question, if we can be if we can be in goodness in a big city. So here I put some practical tips how to maintain goodness in a big city, as which helps me too, because I'm living in New York and most people live in the city, right? So
So again, I'm sure many who are seeing this, I'm sure will have this question. Not living higher than the fourth floor. So let's say you have a four-floor walk up in the city. What does that mean? I mean, this all this is what for it's a recommendations or practical tips for living in goodness. Is that what you mean?
yes, yes,
Okay.
to
Okay.
maintain goodness, like to
Okay.
maintain goodness in a fashion environment, I would say, right?
Okay. So please tell us what is so special about floor four? Is that like the 13th floor or something?
So um, as the lower floor is as better, as the highest floor
Mm.
is the worst. So because on the lowest floors, we have more connection with the earth, the same nature. Actually, we cannot, maybe we don't feel it, but the subtle connection, it always present.
Okay,
Um,
so that's actually a good point. And sorry, I keep interrupting, but I remember there are people who actually believe in earthing themselves, like grounding. And I just remember that a friend was showing me a plate or something. They have a whole list of products like an earthing mat, which actually you can keep your feet on, so that way you're more connected to the ground.
it doesn't matter which
Wherever
floor you're on.
that I don't know. Maybe it's a way around it. Maybe it's a way around. But I know that because their point was that we are not in touch with Mother Earth or the just the ground. So, for instance, we live in houses that have foundations. Like right now, I'm sitting in a basement, but still it has a carpeted floor. So it's still not the earth. It's not like ground. So what they do is they have these earth. I think it's called an earthing mats, which are actually connected to ground, to the earth terminal in your power, and then it's actually grounded. I think it has something to do with the electrons or something. So, well, so you would know better. So, okay, sorry to interrupt your flow. Go ahead.
I
I'm
never
in the
heard
mode
of
of
that.
passion. What can I do? Go ahead.
That's very interesting. So yeah, so the higher floor, then the more vibration presents, and it's the more stressful because still like it's we losing the connection with the ground, with the earth. Um, then the second point, which I put here, is live near nature. Still in the city, we have parks, rivers, lakes, so it helps to connect to the nature too, to maintain goodness. So we can go out, we can go to park, for example, and then to connect with the nature. The another point is to maintain cleanliness of the house. So cleanliness is considered as goodness. So if we still like not living in a house in nature, right? So with the small tips, we can still increase goodness in our environment. And the last point is to maintain goodness in other spheres of life. So because the place of living or lifestyle, it's just one of the conductors, right? We have, as you saw on the second slide. So as we increase goodness in other spheres of our life, so we will benefit. It will help us. I do. You muted Sundarananda.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I had muted myself, so I don't keep interrupting you. A second, I'm just trying to get this out of the way. Make it worse. Are you able to see the bar that's getting stretched? Okay. Yes, if you don't, that's fine. All right, so let me go to the next one.
Okay. This clock means, so now we go to the daily routine or our daily schedule. Um, I also connected it with the lifestyle because it also means a lot how we spend our day. So, according to Ayurveda, there is a special time for particular activities or doing, and here I put like our daily routine schedule.
So help us, like how do we start reading this? Which quadrant or where do we start this? Top
So
right, top left?
yeah, so as you see, I put the sun on the right, on the right side.
Oh, okay.
4 o'clock, 4,
Nice.
4 a.m. So we have to start
4
here
a.m. Wow,
when we
okay.
wake up, do
All right.
cleansing procedures, and doing pranayama. It also recommends do meditations, pranayama, by the way, and Um, Maybe Aishwarya knows better what time is recommended to do pranayama, as we had with work classes here. Um, so I would ask Aishwarya to tell us, as per her knowledge, what time is recommended for pranayama,
She's putting you on the spot, Aishwarya. What's the best pranayam?
if I'm correct.
Okay, so this is extremely interesting that I am seeing right now. So I have been listening like the best time is early morning, but I think she can literally explain specifically like which time is best for pranayam. So even I have the question mark.
Okay, and so we see here that every timing it's 2 hours, um 2 hours. So why is 2 hours? Because this time the all doshas changing each other. So I think you all knows what is doshas, but
No,
who
no,
doesn't
we
know?
don't. We don't.
Who doesn't know? We have next slide.
Fine. Okay.
So
So this is the dosha, I guess, right? The one
this
in
is the
the
dosha. There is three dosha: vata, pitta, kapha. Um, so we can go to next slide. I will explain shortly, and then we will go back to this
and then
slide.
come back. All right, got it. Here we go.
Yeah. So dosha. What is the dosha? In Ayurveda, it's mm, energetic forces which are foundation of material world. So vata, first one is vata. Um, it appears with the connection of air and ether. And also according to Ayurveda, there's five main elements, which is air, ether, fire, water, and earth. So with connection of air and ether, um, like we have vata, and each dosha has its own function and characteristics. So vata is characterized by movement and communication. Um, Also, yeah, so vata is very changing dosa. It's promote changing movements, um, and, and communication. The next one is pitta. Pitta appears with the connection of such elements in fire and water, and the function of pitta is digestion and transformation. So mainly because of the fire energy. And then the third dosha is kapha, with consists of elements water and earth, and the characteristic of dosha kapha is uh, cohesiveness, structure, and lubrication. Um,
So
so
yeah, so this is
it's like a stable, very stable energy, dosha kapha.
okay. Sorry, Carolina. I was going to say, um, so this, when you say doshas, from my understanding, that's like a negative word, right? In the sense it's a fault, right? I think dosha means like a fault. So I don't know if I'm correct here. Does it mean like here, are you referring to it as a bad quality or is it just a property? Like I don't know, like senses or something. Is it a characteristic or is it a bad thing that we need to get rid of?
Well, that's a good point. So, as per my understanding, doshas in Ayurveda, you could say that it's bad in that sense.
Mm.
Um, if we talking about the health, right?
Okay.
I think that's why mostly because Ayurveda it's a study about the healthy lifestyle,
Right.
and so connecting to that, dosha means like something bad in a question of our body and our health.
Got it. That makes
Uh,
sense. So it's more like a characteristic of health, and obviously, if we go too much, excuse me, too much to one side, it becomes a dosha. Okay.
yeah, yeah, but they are not only like in our body, as if we're talking about the energetic forces,
Mm.
which actually they are also like everywhere, like with the time too. So they are present in a different time.
Okay.
So in this point, we cannot say that it's something bad. And same as the air, ether, fire, water, we cannot say that this is something bad, right? Because this is
Right.
material elements, which consists of the material world.
Yes, that's where I was going. So that makes perfect sense. The second column is great. Air, ether, fire, water, earth is going from subtle to gross. The third one, the primary, functions, that is that specific to the body or is that just in general? Like kapha, is that in general cohesiveness in the world or is it just specific to our human body?
Yeah, so this is in general, but this words reminds us right about the body because um this is because the Ayurveda is mainly for the study about the health.
Okay.
But, yeah, but this is connected to not only with the body.
Okay, all right. And before we move on, I just have one question for Aishwarya Devi here. So let's say, I know we were talking about breath work and how what is a good way to practice it. We also last time I think we went through some exercise, right? How long to hold breath. So will that, vary whatever we went through some rule of thumb, right? How long, etc. So will that vary based on my specific, vata, pitta, kapha doshas that I have? Will it change, or should it be the same for everyone?
Okay, so from the breath work, like there were many benefits that were mentioned that they were talking about balancing the doshas. So if my predominantly, like if I have to talk about myself, then I am a kapha dosha. But there are some practices in yoga, in asana, breathwork, etc., that can balance my kapha dosha. If my kapha dosha becomes imbalanced, then there will be all the negative symptoms that my body will give out.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So based on that, we want to just regulate ourselves and
Yeah.
make it more balanced to
Mhm.
balance it out. All right. Perfect. I think we're getting into all kinds of interesting areas. Do you want to move forward, Carolina, from this
Yeah, so we
slide?
can go back to previous
Ah,
slide.
that's right. That's right. We wanted to go back to the daily routine. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, so every 2 hours it is time for one of the dosha. And starting from the 4 a.m. and until 6 a.m. it's Vata dosha time. Then from 6 to 8 it's Pitta dosha. 8 to 12 Kapha. No, sorry, 8 to 10 it's a Kapha, and then from 10 to 12 it's Vata, and then go on. So it's changing every 2 hours. So what does it mean? So in this time, so the main energy which presents it's this particular one. For example, we start from 4 o'clock Vata. Um, so that's why it's a good time to wake up, right? Because when it's Kapha, this, as we saw, Kapha dosha, it's very um, uh, like a heart, like earth and water. So in this time, it would be harder to us to wake up, right? And for Pitta, for example, it's a good time to have a meal on a Pitta time, to digest the food, also to do some activity because we're not eating like 2 hours, right? So
Yeah.
uh,
Well, unless you snack every 2 hours, some people
yeah,
do. So these are the various times within that. And again, when you say kapha time, it's not a thing to counteract, but it just means that it acting on that part of our body. Is that the way to understand it? Like the first meal, pitta, it needs pitta to digest the meal. Is that how I should understand?
So I'm not sure if I understand your
Yeah,
question.
so does it mean, okay, let's take an example, right? So the lower one, this one, 6 to 8 o'clock, first meal, pitta. So does that mean that it's a pitta time for everyone to digest, or is it that the people who are more pitta would be more suited to have the meal there? What is the, how do you understand that?
Yes, so the first option, it means that when it's pita time,
Hmm.
so it's a natural time to digest, right? To digest food. And when we do it in the same time, so the dosha help us actually to digest food. We don't so if you do it in the right time, we don't spend too much energy because naturally the Pitta dosha is active and it helps us to digest the food. If you
Okay.
do it, for example, in another time, if you like busy and we do it like from 8 to 12 or like cup time, so it's gonna be harder for our body to digest the food.
So I guess the yoga teachers probably when they become, parents or when they are parents, I guess they must be calling their kids like, kids, it's pitta time for your first meal. It's it's kapha time, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and same also with the sun and the moon. I didn't put it, but also we have to live according with the sun and moon time because it's also natural. So when it's the sunrise, we have to wake up even before sunrise to prepare ourselves to our daily activity, and then during the sun it's active time, and during the moon it's time to sleep. So it's natural also because um, sleep time also considered as a ignorance. But this also, like I've mentioned last time, that these gunas can change in during the day also. So sleep also like a mode of ignorance, but it should be there. We should sleep, and we should to body to um, make it rest and maintain in a
Yeah,
good shape.
repair, rejuvenate itself.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So yeah, I think, and also one thing you said reminded me, Carolina, that we will in our course which we will make, we will be building there, we will actually go into more detail of this, where Carolina will actually be explaining more fine grained timings suited to what kind of personality you are and what kind of exact timings that are recommended to actually make the best of the body rhythm and the what's that called, the day and night, the um timings of the day, right? um,
Yes, correct.
okay.
Yes, we will have it more detail on our course.
Right, should we go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, so we covered this one about the
Next one.
next.
Okay, and there is the special time. So you may ask, right, why it's 4 o'clock we have to wake up, or why not later, or like earlier, because it's also time with for moon and sun. So
Yeah, yeah,
and how
that's
to
that's
well
pretty
actually,
precise. 48 minutes and 36 minutes.
and also how to maintain this lifestyle, because
I'm sorry.
um for it's not easy to wake up at 4 o'clock, right? Or
Hmm.
and maybe somebody it's hard to wake up at 6 o'clock. So how to value uh, this schedule? So we have to understand the value of the morning time, and there is the special timing which is called Brahma Muhurta or time of Brahma, which is 48-minute period that begins 1 hour and 36 minutes before sunrise and ends 48 minutes before sunrise. So it's basically 48 minutes um, timing, and this timing is very auspicious for spiritual practices, for meditation, for yoga, for cleansing, for cleansing body and our subtle body, and to do spiritual practices.
Interesting. And I was seeing that the in 48 minutes, I just noticed was two, it's a multiple. So there's in 48 minute before and 48, add 48 to that before the sunrise. So that first 48 is the Brahma Muhurta, right? The one ends 48 minutes before sunrise. So actually we might think that up to sunrise is a good period, but actually the Brahma Muhurta, this time of Brahma, as you say, ends 48 hours and 48 minutes before sunrise.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So first brown hurta, and then we have 48 more minutes, and then we have sunrise.
So what happens if you do this? Do you get into like super mode of goodness?
Ah,
What's the
so
advantage? And have you tried that? Be honest.
yeah. So as I would say um, the also it's good to like to wake up to do practices before 6. If we would say like we cannot do like right away, wake up Brahma Muhurta and do all these things. So even before 6 is good timing. And I'm not waking up always in Brahma Muhurta, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But
You were worried there for a minute that you're always a Brahma Muhurta lady. Okay.
no, no, but like before 6, I'm trying to wake up. Um, and so it's considered in Shastras, in the Vedic scriptures. Um, like we benefit the most from our practices on this time, and as per my experience, is it goes really well and smooth. Like um, so it's like I would say also a goodness time, morning time. Um, and yeah, we don't feel any distractions like in a noon time, afternoon, because it's more like passion time, and we need be active. And this time, it's like it's a like a calm time, and yeah, and very auspicious time for our deep meditation, for discovering ourselves, um, like to meditate.
Introspection, self-realization, I guess. Great. And so let's actually, just for my curiosity, so going back to the slide where you had the daily routine, let's try to match it up. So you said 36, right? So what was the figure? 48. Okay. So that means it's about an hour and a half. So let's say in New York, I think what the sunrise, don't have it here with me, but I guess
Yeah,
it would
let's see.
be,
I have it here. So
you have it.
tomorrow
Okay.
sunrise is 6:27.
6:27. That's
Six
what it is
twenty
now. Okay,
seven.
so we're right in September here. So 6:27. So that means if you go back an hour and a half, right, approximately 96 minutes.
Mm,
So that's about what is it? 5 a.m.
uh,
Starts at 5
four
and ends
4:41, 4:51.
4:51. Okay, 4:51 through 5:30, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. So that's the end. So that would be right here inside the Vata
yeah,
zone, awakening and cleansing.
right. Mhm.
Okay. So. All right. Let's see. So that's where we were. Anything else, Carolina, on this? I think we covered a lot today. I know we went a little over time than we usually do, but this is like a lot of interesting stuff.
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. We covered a lot, and we gonna talk more detailed on this topic later.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, maybe we can even take a couple of these sections that we did today. I'm sure that people have questions who are seeing like we had here and there. So maybe we can even take like one or two aspects of what we did today and maybe dive deeper into that if needed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe someone of you have also some realizations to share about the morning time, about the morning meditations or yoga.
I'll
Carol?
let you know if I'm able to make the Brahma Muhurta. I haven't. I am going to aspire and hope towards that. Aishwarya, any thoughts from your side?
So yes, honestly, I also don't get up at Brahma Muhurta. It's been a little bit difficult for me. But the times I was just remembering the times when I was waking up at Brahma Muhurta during Manglarti, etc. So definitely, as Carolina said, my day went really very well, and I feel like Brahma Muhurta is the time when there is no one around, where we can do a lot of self talking or talking with the Lord, and we are completely fresh. As she's mentioned, like mode of goodness is high, and that is the time to actually reflect, get some realizations. um so that's it. I Yeah, she has convinced me I should start the habit of waking up at Brahma Muhurta now.
Yeah, yeah, let's do it. I'll leave you all with one small thing that during once, I mean, the few times when I did this, trying to meditate, chant during the Brahma Muhurta period, I would feel this tingling on my face, and I thought I was having this spiritual like experience. Then I looked it up, and they said it's because the oxygen levels are high at that time. So it really it gives you this tingling on the face because it's actually rich in oxygen.
Oh,
So yeah, so I mean, if anyone wants to
yes.
experience that,
Wow, very
96
Definitely,
minutes
definitely.
thank you
before
for sharing.
sunrise.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want also to add that about the daily schedule that we might think like why we need it, right? Like some people live by their own schedule and they would say, I'm satisfied. Why I need to wake up too early? But that's the schedule which make us more successful, more healthy, and more successful. Um, yeah, we cannot maybe experience it right now, but as we live on by the nature clock, the nature help us and help our body, and then we when we spend time right, we are more effective and more successful in life.
Hmm. Try to follow the biological or the nature clock, like you said. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, we will try to follow the nature clock and see where we go.
Okay,
Okay, anything else before we close out?
I will try to follow more
We will
proper.
try. We will try this. We will all try.
Yes.
That's our
Yes.
promise of the day.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.